Imagine a business not keeping the product it sells in stock, yet achieving retail fulfillment. That's what the kids are calling dropshipping. A dropshipping retailer basically buys a product from a third party who manufactures the product and ships it directly to the customer when selling said product. Simply put, if you were to dropship, you would basically be the storefront for customers to visit, while the third party you employ would create the product. The third party, the dropshipper in this equation, charges you, and you in turn charge the customer, without having to handle the products in question. First up, the dropshipping business model. It's quite simple. Since you, the store owner, for instance, wouldn't have to stock any inventory, your third-party supplier would ship it directly to your customer. Now here's the good part. Your customer will pay you the retail price that you set for the product. Meanwhile, you'll pay your manufacturer their wholesale price. And the difference between the two will be your profit. With no investment in inventory and not having to deal with the products, your profit can be staggering. In order to sell products, you need to register an account with a supplier. A supply chain is a network of suppliers, materials, manufacturers, and sellers that contribute to the production and distribution of a product. Dropshipping is a supply chain management method. Now here's how. The third party, or the manufacturers, create the items and sell in bulk to wholesalers or retailers, very rarely selling to the public. The wholesalers buy these items and then mark them up, and then sell them to retailers who then, in turn, sell them directly to the public, at a profit, of course. Imagine your business employs dropshipping for some of its sales. How would that process go? Well, your customer would place an order with you, i.e. the retailer, and then you'd let your third party know, i.e. the manufacturer or the wholesaler that you've partnered with. They'd ship your product to the customer and then charge you for their service. You, in turn, would then charge your customer. It's pretty straightforward, right? A long supply chain would mean that there'd be multiple parties taking a cut, so naturally, the shorter the supply chain, the better the profit. A short supply chain would be the one where you deal either directly with the manufacturer or with a negligible amount of other parties involved. Dropshipping isn't very feasible to support a business on its own, but it does offer enough benefits to help businesses improve significantly. To employ dropshipping beneficially, you should research. Dropshipping can be used widely to alleviate the risk in manufacturing or selling new products, along with market research. For example, you can test out a new, unpredictable product using dropshipping when you're not too sure about its reception amongst your customers. And this would help you avoid spending on inventory costs as well, since you won't be actually handling the products. You'll also have a pretty good idea of how much your item is selling for amongst your customers. That'll give you an estimate of how much of it you should buy for your first stock. Something that's extra important when you're trying out new types of products. Remember, you always have the option to test the waters by dropshipping your products and analyzing the results. And avoiding overselling. Market fluctuations are very rarely predictable. Many e-commerce brands make the mistake of raising inventory costs and overstocking their products to meet profit maximums that aren't even reasonable in the first place. Instead of getting ahead of yourself, one can simply have a dropshipper as a backup, which will both keep you from losing out on your sales and ensure that you gain more profit. Dropshipping is frankly a very beneficial safety net against all the uncertainties of e-commerce retail, serving as insurance in times where you might be in serious need as well. For example, if your warehouse is hit by a storm, it's no problem. You can still complete orders by dropshipping your products to your customers. Next, we got shipping systems. When you expand your business, it's more common than you'd like to face complications with shipping and delivery. Shipping costs are a hefty price to pay this day and age, and the farther your customers are from your warehouse, the more you're gonna have to pay. And that's where dropshipping saves the day. For locations that fall outside of your profit generation areas, dropshipping is a really good solution. Your best, in fact. When faced with problems such as shipping that costs way too much or having to pay taxes when you ship your product abroad, dropshipping can keep you out of the rat. Also, you can use dropshipping to test your customer reception in new areas where you're not so sure about the profit that you'd gain. That sounds like a win-win to me, right? Then, high-value products. Naturally, some products are more costly to store and ship than others. And since dropshipping doesn't require you to store your inventory, it's several times more profitable than storing your stock yourself. Not to mention how expensive it'd be to handle the products. High-value or high-maintenance products, i.e. products that need extra payment for storing or shipping, are even more troublesome in this regard. This includes the things like large items or heavy items, fragile items, valuables, and of course, items that have special conditions that the retailer has to take care of, like sensitivity to the sun or certain temperatures. It shouldn't be your headache to pay for the accommodation and storage of such products, especially if it isn't what your company specializes in the first place. And finally, the benefits of a dropshipping business. The profit you'll reap from dropshipping depends on a lot of things. You'll have to consider and calculate the costs of handling cuts taken by your middlemen or the third parties you partner with. Maybe you'll realize it's not worth it in the grand scheme of your cost-benefit analysis. Maybe you'll decide your business is doing just fine, thank you very much. It's it's also extremely competitive of a niche. It isn't easy to compete with your rival business, especially when most dropshipping businesses provide their products at criminally low prices, which means that you'll have to do it too if you want to be in the same league as them, and that won't benefit you for a while. But now that that's said and done, let's elaborate on some of the good little bits. Why you should employ dropshipping in your business and what it'll bring to the table. Number 1, it decreases the cost of maintaining your business. Since you don't need to invest in building your inventory, dropshipping drastically lowers the cost of starting your own business and eventually maintaining it. And since you don't even need to manage storage for your inventory, you're not going to be stuck with things that won't sell no matter how hard you try. This way, you won't even face a loss there either. Number 2, your location isn't fixed. This is something that we shouldn't really have to explain. Read our lips here, right? You don't have a physical inventory. Do you know what this means? You can literally run your business from anywhere and everywhere you want, as long as you're connected to the internet, of course. Dropshipping businesses are about 10 times more flexible than the conventional business model. Just make sure you've got an absolutely stellar internet plan. Number 3, your customers have more to choose from. Once again, you don't need to build your own inventory, nor do you need to make any investment for it. This means that you have more room for experimenting with new products, following trends, and keeping track of what your customers are looking for. You can add new items to your website every now and then without the additional hassle of clearing out your previous stock and having to order new products. Yeah, that's pretty useful, right? Number 4, no inventory management. No inventory means no management, something that we all know is extremely tedious, complex, and time-consuming, especially without suitable management software. The opportunities are endless. You don't have to watch your stock, like, at all. Neither do you need to stress about reordering it or processing it yourself. This means that your employees and you have the legroom to explore other aspects of your business and fine-tune whatever you can to ensure your stable and steady growth. Investing money in your dropshipping business. Remember, when you're launching a dropshipping business for the first time, it is extremely necessary for you to have people on your team who are sincerely invested in the business's success and who will work hard to build it from its foundation in the ground all the way to the sky. You must fully understand how your business works inside and out at every possible level, and if you don't, you'll be plagued by innumerable third parties who will do their best to squeeze your profits out of you and eat them up, like marketers, developers, etc. Of course, the whole point of dropshipping is to not have to do everything by yourself, but we do recommend that you take up the responsibility of being the driving force for your business, and we have no doubt that you will be. After all, the stakes are higher than we can all comprehend, but so are the benefits if you play the game right. And that's a wrap for today's video. What do you think of this new e-commerce business technique? Have you tried dropshipping before? How was your experience? Let us know in the comment section below. Let us know in the comments.